Hi, everybody. Suzanne Corson, Executive Director of the ANJC, here back again for another episode of ANJC Sitdowns. Very excited to welcome my guest today, Dr. Mark Sanna. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you, Suzanne. It's great to be here.
Yeah, so we are so excited to welcome you to be one of our featured presenters at our annual conference coming up on May 16th and 17th down in Atlantic City. And we reached out to you for a very specific thing that I knew that you have been going around the country and presenting on. You're presenting a breakout, harnessing the power of AI to build your practice and confidently communicate chiropractic. Can you give us like some insight? Like, what does this mean? Like, what will attendees learn from this program?
Well, I am so excited to be with you and especially to talk about AI. It is booming now, as everyone can imagine. It is growing by leaps and bounds. And I like to say it's like having the smartest assistant right next to you all the time. So it can be a marketing assistant, it can be a communications assistant, a patient engagement and education assistant. Those are all amazing things. So don't have to be afraid of AI, but you do want to embrace it. So we're going to talk about how to really use some of the tools like Chat GPT is probably the one that most everybody uses. But
Mhm.
did you know that you can prep a month's worth of social media posts with hashtags and emojis in about 3 minutes and have them all done and ready for the full month, ready to post? Is amazing things to do. We're going to talk about how you can do amazing in-depth research now, like footnoted research on Perplexity. If you don't know about Perplexity AI, I think one of the most fun things, though, is I'm going to teach people how to make a digital avatar of yourself that actually has a voice that sounds like your voice. And you can use it to create training videos. You can use it to create patient education videos,
Oh,
social
wow.
media, short videos. Yeah, it's amazing. So we're going to go to D-ID is a great talking avatars AI that we're going to use. Listen, documentation is something that is the bear for most chiropractors. They're not loving that. And guess what? AI is now up, ready, and running for chiropractic practices. So we're going to talk about Sully.ai and Heather Health.ai that listen to your office visit ambiently. And I did this with a mom and two little boys getting adjustments all at the same time, and the boys are running around and pulling each other's ears and yelling. And it captured perfect notes for each of the three different
Wow.
visits. And by the time the visit was done, they were all done. So no more sitting at your desk at 7 o'clock at night or Saturday morning doing your documentation. It's all going to be perfect for you from now on. So I'm
That's
excited about
amazing.
that.
AI, we hear so much about it and it feels very overwhelming and like, oh, that's not for me. Can't learn it. But you really have to embrace it. And because it's here for a reason, use it to your benefit because that's what it's there for. And it can free you up to do the things that you really want to do, which is care for your patients, right?
100%. Absolutely. So no more having to figure out job postings and what do I put, ask your pal Chat GPT, put in some of the items and you're going to get great job postings and all kinds of amazing stuff.
That's great. That's great. Well, I'm really excited for our attendees, um, to be there to be part of this and to learn from you. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You and I have had a chance to meet a couple times, and what I happen to know is that you really do have your finger on the pulse of the profession. In addition to providing continuing education, to chiropractors like throughout the country. Um, what you're like, you really are all over talking to people, listening to people. Like, what do you feel is the biggest opportunity for the profession, like right now?
Wow, that's a great question. And Suzanne, this is my dad's 60th year as a
Oh,
chiropractor, 60 years, which is
wow.
amazing, right? And so to be able to see the arc of chiropractic before there was chiropractic reimbursement, and then we had it, and then it kind of went away a little bit. And
Yeah.
so I cannot remember a time that more wind has been beneath our wings for chiropractic. We're going to talk about some of the things that are happening behind the scenes with Chiropractic Future and Foundation for Chiropractic Progress in a little bit. But for the very, very first time, you have an administration where you've got RFK Jr., like him or not, everybody's got some baggage, but it's the first time in our lifetimes that you've had somebody in that position of influence who is a very, very strong chiropractic supporter and not a recent chiropractic supporter, a many, many, many years chiropractic supporter. So we have now, going on 130 years as a profession, been hitting this glass ceiling of about 15% of the population coming to chiropractors. That's horrible. Those
Yeah.
statistics are really bad. And now we're seeing a major, major shift from sick care to healthcare. And we've always, as chiropractors, been at the center of healthcare. Insurance has got the sick care stuff, right? Something breaks, then you have your insurance to fix it, right? Your car insurance for your car, your home insurance for your roof.
Mhm.
Health insurance is for when your health breaks, right? There's no health insurance to keep you healthy. And chiropractors, we absolutely own that. So having chiropractors recognized for what we've done for 130 years, knowing that the rest of the mechanism is catching up with us is an exciting time. It's a huge time, and there's huge opportunities for chiropractors right now. If you're graduating as a chiropractor, you're coming out. There's 4 jobs waiting for you,
Oh my gosh.
and and it's an amazing time. So it's going to be a short period of time where it's going to be. We need more chiropractors, and we need them. We need them now. We need them fast. And so it's going to be an exciting time. You want to put your seatbelts on and get ready because this is going to be the next few years, some of the best years for chiropractic ever.
I can share with you, we get calls all day, every day at the ANJC with our members saying, I need to hire a good associate. I need to hire this.
Hmm.
I need to hire that. So I couldn't agree more. If you're a student just coming out, it has to be exciting because it has to be very different opportunities, certainly from when your dad started.
Oh, yeah. When my dad started, they were still throwing us in jail.
It-
And right, for doing what we take for granted every day, showing up and adjusting patients. People went to jail for that. And guess what? They come out of jail and then they go
Go
back to
right back
practice
to
and they
it.
go right back in jail. Exactly
Yeah.
right. And so I like to say that our profession, it's not only a calling for sure, but it's a tremendous gift that a lot of people fought really, really hard for us to be able to do what we love to do. And so we honor them as we expand our practices and we see more people and get the great results that we do. So it's a cool
Talk about
time
a
to be a
gift.
chiro.
It must be such a gift for your dad to see the evolution of this and to see like this profession that he's loved and put so much time and effort, like to see where it is now. That has to be
Super
and
special.
incredible for you to see that, to see him see that. That's
I love
great.
it.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So you mentioned this before. So we are both involved with that wonderful organization you mentioned,
Mhm.
which Chiropractic Future Strategic Plan, which we are working really hard to support the profession. Can you just share a little bit about what the organization does and how you got involved?
For sure. So I think this is chiropractic's greatest secret right now. So we're going into our 4th year as an organization. We're an advocacy group. So what does that mean? It means that we are a group of about 150 volunteers, and
Mhm.
I mean hardworking volunteers who are putting in the hours. And we have one purpose, and that is to increase patient access to chiropractors and to increase fair and equitable reimbursement for chiropractors. So we want you to get more new patients and we want you to get paid what you should be paid. And we doing that by aligning uh, the core tenets of what drives patient access and reimbursement. And that is number one, research. So our amazing research committee headed by Dr. Heidi Havoc is doing real world chiropractic research now that is literally moving the needle because without really good solid research And we've got good research on neck pain and back pain and headaches on all of that. But now research on quality of life, right? How are we impacting the quality of people's lives? We're not really strong on that sort of research. Now we are. We're really getting there. So we've got a fellow in Dartmouth now that actually the Chiropractic Future funded that fellowship. So we're actually feeding the research pipeline. There's very few researchers dedicated to chiropractic. So research kind of is a little bit further away from most folks so that they don't really see the impact. But when you go to the legislators or you go to government and have government relations and you want to change legislation, which as everyone knows, we're trying to change Medicare legislation to be modernized, you got to have the science behind you. So it starts with science, and from there it can move to legislation. We have an amazing government relations committee. We have the only super PAC in chiropractic, which means we can actually impact elections now across the country. We helped to do that in Virginia this past time and helped to get the representative elected there, which is really super. We are using technology, gosh, in a way that has never been used before for chiropractic. It's all about data. Who has the best data wins. And we've actually created, it's a multi-million-dollar project, a data lake. And if you don't know what a data lake is, think of a big lake, but instead of water, it's filled with data. And that data comes from literally hundreds of thousands of chiropractic claims that are being processed every single day. All of the major EHR softwares are contributing their HIPAA scrub data. And so we now have this amazing pool. And out at University of Oklahoma, they built an AI interface so that we can monitor reimbursement practices when they go off the tracks, when they're not being fair and just. You get a green light, yellow light, red light, and that alert goes out to all of the EDs and the um, state associations, which is really amazing. That same data can be used for research. So our researchers can get live real-time patient data. And that's the hardest thing to get in research, the data that you can use to fund and drive your research. So really excited about the use of technology in terms of how it impacts chiropractic. So this chiropractic future strategic plan thing brings all of that together, right? We've always had this stuff firing on its own in different little silos across the profession in the past, but never has it been one feeding the other, all lockstep moving forward, again, to increase patient access and reimbursement to chiropractors. So it's super cool. Just Google chiropractic future strategic plan. Boom, you'll come up to our website and you'll get to see who's involved. You'll also have the opportunity to volunteer. It's a volunteer organization. We'd love to have you donate your cash, make a donation, but we'd love to have you donate your time
Well,
as
and
well.
speaking of the donation, I will share my role with the organization. I am the vice chair of the fundraising work group, and
Important group.
we work real hard on finding different ways to reach out to, especially into the state associations, and educate all the members at the state associations that are
Mhm.
supportive. The ANJC is we make a contribution, annual contribution on behalf of our members to the CFSP, and but really it's educating. So you're gonna be a busy guy at the conference because I am gonna be directing people, both come and ask myself, ask Dr. Sanna. I will also share Dina Brown, who's on our team here. She is also on one of the work groups. She's on the government affairs work group. So we know there's going to be also different people that are going to be at the conference who know different things about that are involved in different ways. So,
Mhm.
but seek out and find out, like ask the questions and learn more. That's my little plug.
Yay.
But another organization I don't know how you do it all. So, but another organization you're involved with, there's another one that the ANJC is also involved with, which is Foundation for Chiropractic Progress. And we are super excited to welcome F4CP to the annual conference and host their annual fundraiser, which is Chirothon. ANJC members do receive complimentary membership for F4CP as part of their ANJC membership. It's one of our investments on their behalf. you are a membership chairman, and what do you feel is the most valuable benefit that F4CP can offer to chiropractors, throughout in our world here?
Well, great. So I'm going to bet again, another huge secret. If you're an ANJC member, I bet you didn't realize that you are a Foundation for Chiropractic Progress member. And a lot of times when I go out and I speak to different groups, they didn't know that they
I
were
know.
actually members. There are amazing resources there. And I'll give you the couple. Number one, make sure your Find a Doc listing is up to date. So it's f4cp.org, right? Or just put in Google find Foundation for Chiropractic Progress, find the doctor. Make sure your listing is up to date. Literally, we are getting tens of thousands of hits every month of patients looking for chiropractors. And so if you're not on there, you want to make sure that you are. The second thing is if you are paying to have social media done in your office, and I know that there are docs who pay literally $700, $800 to services that are doing social media.
Like developing the content too, right?
The content, yeah, some of it's that I see is out there is not so great. Some of Foundation for Chiropractic Progress, you're going to get click and post. So once you set it up,
Mhm.
click and post amazing vetted content from some of the greatest minds in chiropractic. So everything from infographics to patient education pieces to Friday fun stuff. And as a member, that is automatically delivered to your inbox. You click it and it shoots onto your LinkedIn, it shoots onto your Facebook, shoots onto your Insta. And so take a look at what you're doing with your marketing dollars and maybe you want to shift a little bit of that to the Foundation for Chiropractic Progress and have those great social media content posts delivered to your staff on a weekly basis so that you don't have might not have to pay for that anymore. So
Well, and for anybody that follows the ANJC on social media, we take advantage of those opportunities and we are sharing all of that content that comes out on a monthly basis. It's engaging, it's very aesthetically,
mhm.
it's informative, it's research based. And I've been so impressed with the content that they are building and so happy that we are taking advantage of it just as an association, and hoping that that spreads the word. A couple of other things that maybe I'll just take the opportunity to let our members know. But F4CP, our partnership with them, we are doing billboards. So any billboards that we've been doing in the state of New Jersey, we'll have one as you come into Atlantic City, like for the conference. There'll be a nice big billboard that is on behalf um, funded through ANJC and F4CP because
That
that,
would
and we
co-op, yep.
also do some, and this might be some you may not know. Well, you're in Florida, so maybe you see them. But do you guys have aerial billboards that you have on the beach,
That go
right?
by
So those
the
planes that
plane,
go across?
yes,
Yes. So
yes.
last year, the F4CP and the ANJC purchased an aerial billboard, and it'll be flying again this summer up and down the Jersey Shore. And I always say it's so hard to keep people's attention, and like we live in a scrolling society, but when you are sitting on the beach, gosh, you are looking up at that plane to see what's up there, right? It's the only thing you can't scroll by. So
It's so
that's been
fun.
really exciting. And working on some radio advertising with F4CP here, in New Jersey over the next couple of months. So these are the different ways that we've been able to work with them. Um, it's been amazing. I love again super excited. Another thing that we're bringing to the conference, be able to educate our attendees and our members on this valuable like addition
Mhm.
to what is already included in your membership. So I
For
busy,
sure.
busy guy.
And
I did you want to say something? Did I cut you off?
yeah, I would just say stop by the Chirothon recording booth when you're
Yes,
there in Atlantic City because you'll get to see some really cool people interviewed and some great stuff, and it's all streamed live.
yes.
It's pretty cool technology.
We're thrilled to have this. It's going to bring a lot of excitement and some different faces that are going to be coming down to the conference because they have been invited to be part of of the vignettes and interviewed. So we'll be sharing a little bit more about who those different speakers are. We have them in the schedule, but um, so as I was like kind of going through and like, oh gosh, what are we going to talk about? You do so much. I do not know how you actually find the time, but you have an actual day job in addition. So you are a practicing chiropractor and then you also do you breakthrough coaching. And I'm just curious, as you work with different clients as an executive coach, like what do you find most rewarding as like you work with different people and like what are your different goals that you try and build and accomplish?
I love seeing chiropractors be able to focus on what they love to do most, and that's treat patients. All of the other stuff is not so fun, managing staff,
Yeah.
dealing with reimbursement and documentation and compliance and all that sort of stuff. So, what I like to do is with breakthrough coaching, teach systems so that your staff can support you, your practice can support you, and so that you can focus on delivering the very best care that you can to your patients. And so, for coming up on 30 years, and my company, Breakthrough Coach, was actually founded in New Jersey. So, we're a New Jersey company. How do you like
How about
that?
that?
And so over the years, I've gotten to see chiropractors go from startup to exit. And that's a really, really cool thing to know that as a chiropractor, you can have an elegant exit from your practice and you can have an elegant start to your practice, that it doesn't have to be stumbling and spending money that you don't need to spend and making mistakes that somebody else has already made them. And so we really believe that success is a system, and that allows you to express yourself, because each one of us as chiropractors is unique. And that's what makes our profession great, is that each one of us has a special skill set and way that we connect with our patients. But the business of chiropractic, those are sound principles,
Mhm.
regardless of if you've got a huge practice or a small practice, knowing that, hey, you're in business. We need this to be a profitable business. We need to have it run effectively and efficiently. And that's my greatest joy in breakthrough coaching, is to see chiropractors be able to earn what they deserve to earn, live the life that they deserve to live, go to the vacations they want to go on, and have their kids go to the schools that they want their kids to go to, or the kids want to go to.
Yeah.
Uh, though that's the greatest thing that I can see. The thing that makes me sad is when a chiropractor feels like they're struggling or they're trapped in practice and that they're kind of caught and they can't break out of it. And that's a mindset, right? Truly, it begins with changing how we think, shifting our energy so that we're engaging with the world. Suzanne, what you put out
Hmm.
is what you get back, right?
Sure do.
And so you got to put out good thoughts, you got to put out good energy. And guess what? The universe is going to reflect that back to you. And so I really work with our docs to have great positive mental attitude, great positive business practices, and to enjoy the life that they deserve.
I love that. I love that. Well, we can't wait to see you. And geez, it's less than 2 months now that we
My
welcome you.
tickets are booked.
I love it. I love it. Um, so in Atlantic City, you'll be talking about a lot of different things. So like the AI, I feel like that presentation is just one, and I hope that all of our attendees have an opportunity. Well, you'll be real booked if every single one. We're expecting 500 people to join us,
All right.
but have an opportunity to learn from you about all these different, geez, pretty much everything that's going on in the world of chiropractic. You've got your little feelers out and you're involved in. So thank you. We can't wait to
Awesome.
see you. And thanks for being my guest today.
Thank you, Suzanne. See ya in Atlantic City.
Wait.